Hey guys, what's going on? It's Rekt Capital and welcome back to the Rekt Capital channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. In today's video, we're going to be focusing in the first part briefly about Bitcoin and what's going on at the moment, and then we're going to focus on some of the altcoins that we've covered yesterday and have since actually made really nice gains. So we'll be talking about the crypto market as a whole. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this in the future. Let's dive right into it. So this is a chart that I shared to Twitter that essentially, if we were to just follow this blue pathway, then that would be a very strong contributing sign towards forming a bottoming structure. And we've since been able to achieve that perfectly following the blue pathway, reaching the resistance of 41,000. So Bitcoin is now around 40,000. And the reality is that if we were to close above 41,000, that would be fantastic for the bullish momentum that we've already been able to gather some steam behind. That's the most important thing. That's what I'm going to be watching for, the daily close above 41,000. And to turn it into support before moving higher, because if we can't get that daily close, then in the short term we might have to retrace towards this area to even as low as this area. But this is of course going to be the first area to watch out for. 39,000, pulling back in here and then challenging again once for 41,000 for us to be able to break past it. But at the moment, this is what I'm going to be watching for 41,000 to essentially break towards the upside. That's the most important thing in the short term. So in the next few days, when it comes to the monthly time frame, it would be fantastic. Well, first of all, let's focus on the fact that this monthly candle was able to contact and actually tap pretty much both of these two key monthly levels. And it's been able to rebound quite significantly from there. And at the moment on the monthly scale, we're inside a $10,000 range. And there's nothing else to it really, unless Bitcoin can manage to slink up above 42,000, or even better yet, 45,000, and monthly close above either of these two monthly levels. That would be really positive for preserving some of the bullish momentum that was actually lost during this crash. So the monthly close is only a few days away, so it will be really interesting to watch out for whether we can get a positive monthly candle close above either of these two monthly levels. That would be really cool. But at the moment, we're just inside a $10,000 range, and we're at the top of that $10,000 monthly range, watching for that really key monthly candle close. And I think the most important chart for the short to mid-term, so next days and next few weeks, is the monthly, or at least, the weekly chart, because Bitcoin was inside this range for a few days, actually 2 weeks or so, a week and a half maybe, and now it's trying to break back into this range, which is really positive, because if you just focus on this $32 to $38 region, of course $32,000, $38,000 region, if we just focus on here, we were inside this range for a few weeks, and we've only been inside this range for half that time, more than half that time, which only just shows what sort of buy-side reaction is residing there, which is a very positive thing to see in price. But what would be even more positive would be to see Bitcoin claim 38,000 as a support on the weekly time frame. So many days still yet to come. Still a few days left until the weekly candle close, but a weekly candle close like this would turn 38 into support, which would be great, because that would essentially springboard price towards 44, and that's where one of the more major decisions would have to happen for trend. So now we're breaking past 38 to enter this 38 to 44 region. Really, really positive stuff at the moment. That's really great. And in fact, just to illustrate what I'm looking for, is a weekly candle close above 38, and then that support test like we got right over here. And at the moment, you can see that this candle in of itself is much more further along beyond the 38 region than this candle was. So we're really well positioned for that further upside, or at least for that weekly test of that support before springboarding higher, perhaps next week. Really positive. That's something to get excited about. And it's interesting because Bitcoin has been able to rally over 36% since the lows of 30,000. And yet, people are still extremely fearful about the Bitcoin price action. So people are essentially scared of a Bitcoin discount. And as we can see from here, 36% towards the upside. That's great upside. From the bottom, 36% is no small figure. And it just shows that extreme fear truly does precede financial opportunity. And if we indeed get this weekly candle close above this key area, then that financial opportunity since the lows is only going to continue to balloon into something much greater and greater. So extremely fearful sentiment at the moment. But when we look at the Cardano chart, so we're going to be focusing on altcoins right now. And Cardano is probably the best looking chart since yesterday's video because it's been able to break past this red resistance area. And just for some additional context, for 4 months, this resistance area was a trouble area for ADA, rejecting price to even as low as this orange area. So key support, major resistance, and for 4 months, ADA was just getting rejected from this major resistance. And we've managed to actually break this region above the red area. And if we get a monthly candle close like this in a few days to just end out May, then this is phenomenal price positioning for ADA. And we'd probably see a healthy dip just to retest this key resistance area as a new support before springboarding and springboarding into a confirmed new uptrend. So phenomenal price positioning for ADA at the moment. Monthly candle close like this, and it truly is in pole position to really do well going forward. And Link has actually been one of the greater gainers since yesterday's YouTube video because it's rallied 23% since the multi-month higher low. And we were talking about this region, this green region being a key support region that has been valuable, a valuable area for springboarding price to new highs because, of course, when we broke past here and then tested it as a support, we've broken to new highs. And of course, we were able to make even higher highs since then. But of course, we have been able to retest this area once again as a support. And it's not just this higher low that Link has been able to truly hold very well, but you're also seeing that there is a higher low over here as well. So we're seeing this sort of higher low here and a higher low even higher at higher prices. So that sort of premium buying, that aggressive buy side dipping price action, they're really happy to buy the dip. You're seeing this in two ways at higher and higher prices. So that's really positive. The most important thing at this point, guys, is just to see a monthly close above this higher low, above this green support area, and essentially above this region right over here. And if we close like this, that's a higher low relative to last month's bottoming out candle. So really interesting to see. Could we actually see an ascending triangle build? That would be a really large ascending triangle if that were to be the case, because this is the monthly time frame, so we could actually see some multi-month consolidation if that were to be the case. But it's really too soon to say and talk about an ascending triangle. But at the moment, really positive that we're seeing price maintain itself above here after such a great reaction. 23% to be exact. So Litecoin is the last altcoin we're going to be talking about, because since yesterday's video, XLM and Ethereum haven't really been doing much. So this is the most important thing to focus on when it comes to, of course, successfully retesting this W-shaped formation, so essentially a double bottom formation to kickstart the entire new uptrend. Successfully retested that, but the most important thing to note is that it was able to, on the recovery, eclipse these three major resistance areas, these monthly levels, and almost of course, because it's eclipsed this, and almost eclipsing this. Very close for Litecoin to close above 202, which is what we're really looking for at the moment, because a close above 202 would be a fantastic sign to preserving the bullish momentum that it lost on the crash. But overall, what a recovery, 69% since the bottom of the crash. This doesn't look like your typical bear market buying. People aren't happy to buy such strong retraces with such zest and passion as we're seeing here. 69%, 70% essentially. It's not a bear market. It doesn't look like a bear market from this sort of buy-side reaction. People are really happy to still be scooping up some cheap discounts on altcoins and Bitcoin as well. Essentially, Bitcoin has rallied half of what Litecoin was able to have. Litecoin has outpaced Bitcoin by a factor of 2, which is really interesting to see because altcoins are still having that buy-side interest. So really interesting to have this 202 level turn into a support after the monthly close above this level, because that would enable Litecoin to really try and springboard towards these highs again, which of course this is the major resistance area, but breaking past here would be a phenomenal feat for Litecoin to do. But we're looking further along in the road. Let's focus on the monthly candle closes, which are only a few days away. But that's about it for today's video update. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future. And of course, like the video if you'd like to see me touch upon Bitcoin and altcoins in the same video. If you like the content in this video, of course, as well. Thanks so much for watching today. I hope you have a fantastic day going forward. I'm Rekt Capital, and I'll speak to you in the next one. Speak to you soon.